Well. Hey there, episode 9 of Cruising Montana. Today we're driving from Glendive to Bozeman, which has a very nice airport. And we delivering grain from Global Mills to Global Mills with our lovely 57X brand new and our lovely 57X trailer. The X series has expanded. Indeed, it has. Without further ado, let's get driving. Oh, park brake. Goodbye, parking brake. And off we go onto a brand new journey. Hopefully a very enjoyable one and safe. And now we're almost completing the mission of delivering 12 different loads to 12 different cities. We're almost there. 9 out of 12. I cannot even believe it, but we are finally getting there, and it's just the second day in after the release, so I'm very happy with the grind figures. Quite grindy indeed. So it couldn't be any different. We got a lot. I mean, with such a nice map, it's just hard to not want to play over and over and over again. I woke up today and I really wanted to play American Truck right away, but I had to play something else with friends, which was not a problem per se. You know, deep inside I wanted to truck, but you know, the homies come first. Obviously, homies are important. Gotta preserve the homies. Let's get some fuel first, because I'm sure it might not be enough for the whole trip. So might as well, just in case, make sure that we have all the fuel we need before starting this journey, as we are nearly halfway through the tank, and I'm not sure this thing can do 1000 km with a full tank, which means it's 600 km, and we're almost halfway through the tank. So yeah, it would be flying a little bit too close to the sun. I feel. I could be wrong, you know, but I do feel like I would be flying too close to the sun, so I'm not gonna do that. And instead, I'm gonna play it safe and refuel, so that we do not have to worry about looking for gas stations or anything like that. We just drive and enjoy the ride and the scenery, which is, as you probably know, it's a lovely thing. I mean, if you have watched the other 8 episodes thus far, you know I'm talking about. It is single-handedly their best work so far. I'm very impressed, and I will not stop saying how amazing this is, how much of a step forward it is from even Wyoming. It is amazing. It's just brilliant job. I cannot wait to see what they're gonna do with Texas in terms of, like, because I mean the scale is gonna be massive. It's an insanely big state, but the quality, oh god, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna disappoint us. I wonder whether it's gonna come out this year or 2023. Probably 2023, because I feel like the next one might be the ATS 2 DLC. Like I was saying, I think it was episode 2, maybe episode 4, where I mentioned that. I have this feeling that it might be coming first, but I could be mistaken, obviously. But just look at this, it's so peaceful. I'm coming to terms with the steering angle being off, not matching my steering wheel. It's not as bad, but I wish I could fix it. It would be nice if I could. Maneuvering would be night and day, but it is what it is, I guess. And we just now clocking 3,222 km driven. Not bad. Really not bad. And all of that within Montana, like 95% of it within Montana. And then 5% when I did that first trip from episode 1. Not even, I think 97%, because it was just a tad bit of like Wyoming until I got into the state, and then that was it. Now we cutting like not exactly to 50% of it, but partially, almost around that ballpark. Going to Bozeman, like I said, and they have like such a lovely airport over there. I only know the airport, I don't know the city specifically, but the airport's nice. So it's a very famous airport. I mean, not really famous per se, but it is known among flight simmers because it's a nice approach and it's quite elevated, so it adds up to the challenge. And there's like lots of cool routes that you could do, like Seattle to Bozeman with Alaska, and they used to fly the A320 there. Now they're retiring the A320, something like that, or selling to Allegiant. I'm not really sure what they're doing, which is a shame. Personally, I am definitely gonna miss the Alaska A320s, but yeah, it's a very nice 1 hour and 1 hour and a half, maybe less than 1 hour and a half even, from Seattle to Bozeman. And you come in so fast because of the altitude. It's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. I think it might be more elevated than Denver, which is impressive. Because Denver itself is like pretty damn high already. And then there's Bozeman, which... And if I'm not mistaken, maybe I am mistaken, the runway is a tad bit short. Not on paper, but given the elevation, it does feel a lot shorter than, you know. Because elevation does play a huge role. Like, there's the airport in Bogota, SKBO, which is 8,000 feet up in the air. Quite elevated. 8,000 feet above sea level. And the runway is like 3.5 km long, around that, so 3,500 meters. And the A320 on takeoff roll takes almost the entire runway, like a fully loaded A320 almost takes the entire runway. And braking, even with all the brakes on medium, it still takes quite a chunk of runway. It's impressive. Because, I mean, if it were sea level, child's play. I mean, 300 meters, 3,000 meters, 3,500 meters, that's child's play at that altitude. That is like, what, Heathrow? Gatwick, perhaps? Maybe Gatwick's a little shorter, which are the airports that are sea level. It can't help but feel like, even though like it's 3,500, it feels like I'm flying into Bristol, which has a 1,900 meters long runway. Basically, that's it feels kind of the same. The amount of runway it eats, it's just different. Altitude plays such a role. It's insane. You don't think it doesn't seem like it does, but it does. Like it's insane. It is quite the difference. And even vehicle engines also suffer from altitude as well a little bit. I'm not sure if American Truck models that, but it does impact performance. And some racing simulators take that into account, the elevation. That does impact how the engine performs. And even like makes it so the same car performs differently depending on the track because of that factor, which is something that in real life, you know, is quite present. You have that. Even though it's the same engine, it's the same vehicle, you know, same car, different track, different altitude, different barrel pressure, performance is suddenly all different. I don't know how different it is, you know, how much it actually variates depending on that, on them factors, but there is a difference. It's factual that it does differ. But I'm not sure by how much, and if it is negligible or not, but yeah. So lovely, lovely area around here. Look at that. It's just like Far Cry 5. like I said, I think episode 4, episode 3, episode 2 maybe. I mentioned it at one point. I mean, obviously Far Cry 5 is also Montana, so it would be concerning if it didn't look like Far Cry 5, or if Far Cry 5 didn't look like Montana. They're trying to replicate the same piece of land in a way, so even though like Far Cry 5's Montana is more fictional, and American Truck's Montana is like obviously real, but it's like downscaled. So it's just they take the most of it and shrink. You know, they take the Montana juice, something that feels a lot like Montana, looks like I like it. Let's say it's a TLDR, you know, too long didn't read version of Montana. So they take all the important parts, compress it, bingo, Montana DLC, and it looks great. I do feel like, I mean, I've never been there myself, so I cannot really say for sure, like, oh my god, this is just like Montana. I do not have the expertise to make that claim because I have never been there. So it would be a fake claim if I said, oh my god, it's just like Montana, because I've never been to Montana. So how would I know? And I haven't really gone on Google Maps to look at it either. But it does convey a very convincing experience. It does feel like, you know, what I imagine Montana feels like. You know what I mean? The idea, the mental image I have of Montana. And the game has just crashed, I think. No, it has not. Sorry for that, guys. Really sorry. Not sure if the stutters are a specific issue of this version, or if it's just my computer being weird, but yeah, it does that sometimes now. It stutters, freezes, and then comes back at the usual 60 FPS. It's very odd. Still stuttering though. It's weird because at one point it just stops it. It's like it never happened. It's back to like perfect 60 FPS. It's so strange. And it's so random. I haven't figured out what triggers it. Because sometimes it even happens in the middle of nowhere. So it's not even a city. Oh, there is a city. Oh, Billings. Okay, so there was a city there all along. So I was like, why is it stirring in the middle of nowhere? But it's not in the middle of nowhere. There's just a big, massive Billings hiding there. So that does explain it. And like I said, I think it was episode 6. I wish, or was it episode 5? I think it might have been episode 5 actually. Oh my god, what the hell? That is a terrible stutter. But like I said on episode 5, I wish the loading would be more gradual, not abrupt like that. Because then it wouldn't be as aggressive. You know, it would still stutter obviously because I'm running off a hard disk drive, so I mean it's a given. It is gonna stutter a little bit when it's loading, but it wouldn't do what it's doing right now. Like, this is actually verging on unplayable right now. It is actually verging. Look at that. Even my gear went to neutral for some reason by itself. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You punish me with stutters and I gotta pull. I gotta pull in. Oh my god. You punish me with stutters, make me pull in. That's. Shake my head, shake my head. Reluctantly, I go into the wait station. Rather reluctantly. Stop your truck scale ahead. Turn to interstate. I'm stopped. What, 36 times? Okay, we're fine. Can move. Well. Oh, now that okay, that does make sense. There's two cities within the same area, so maybe that was causing it to stutter. Because he had to load one and bingo the other right away, as I was quickly approaching the city of Laurel. Right? I think it's Laurel. I cannot see the, cannot read it properly. Yeah, it's Laurel. Yanni or Laurel. Okay, I'm gonna try and slide in there. Please let me slide. They did. I forgot the turn signal. Shame on me, but we are back on highway. Now we just got 234 km to cover until Bozeman. Cannot wait to see how it looks like. And I hope they added the airport as well. Maybe he's there. One can hope. One can hope. And also, one can hope the stutters are gone. Otherwise, that would have been very sad. I'm not. If it's because I'm recording, because then again I haven't really driven much around the No DLC without recording it. Like I said, I was gonna record every step of the way, every trip, and I'm doing as such. No mile left untaped. Is that even a word? Uncaptured. I think that's more like it. No mile left and uncaptured. Everything's being recorded for the sake of documenting this very special moment of myself cruising Montana for the first time, unvirginating this part of the DLC. That's also not a word according to my autocorrect, but I'm gonna use it anyway. Popping the cherry, let's say, of Montana. And so far, aside from the stutters, the occasional stutters, I've been having a lot of fun. And I rate it maybe not a 10, but a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, that seems fair. Then again, I got quite biased. You know, I love ATS. Been playing their games for a long time. I grew up playing ATS stuff, and Euro Truck Sim was very important to me in many ways. You know, it's important, very important. If you know, you know. But some of my friends know why it's important. And it's just that kind of game that's just so relaxing. You know, you just go and drive, listen to music. And the problems just kind of go away, you know, they just vanish. It's like they're not there anymore for the time being as you're driving. It's just so relaxing, so easy to... Oh my god, I just witnessed an accident. A terrible road accident. A Buzz got rear-ended and he's gonna rear-end me. I mean, he couldn't rear-end me in front of me. I mean, he would make me rear-end him. He would hit me with his butt, with his back. Very aggressively, I would unwillingly pound his back. Unwillingly destroy his rear. That was close to happen. That's the first time in ages that I actually get to witness an AI accident. Like a full-on AI accident, not me causing it, not they hitting me, but like AI on AI. That's the first time in a long time that I see it happen. Like the Buzz just kind of broke. I mean, not broke. I mean, it slowed down very aggressively. It was braking very aggressively, and the car that was trailing it didn't have enough time to stop, or didn't try to stop, because that was a very aggressive rear ending. It felt like it didn't even care, it didn't want to stop, it just went all the way in. God knows why. That was very sus. If you excuse the Amogu's meme. That was a very sussy Baka behavior right there. If there's anything more sussy than that, I don't know. Yeah, he just went hot rear-ended a poor guy, and then almost managed to get his rear damaged as well by backing into me for whatever reason. Scary. Average North America driving moment in it. Thankfully, we got a dash cam to witness such happy, I mean, not really happy, such a, I wouldn't call it, I cannot say it was happy because it was not happy. It was such a weird kind of event, just random. Like, that was so uncalled for. The first time in years, like I said, witnessing an AI on AI accident, that was, oh boy. It's kind of funny because like my first car accident, like in real life, it was also pretty similar to that one, except it was into a roundabout. Like we were going into the roundabout, then the person behind was like, for some reason they did not stop before entering the roundabout. They went straight in and hit us, like head on. Not head on, because it was a rear ending, obviously. My back almost snapped. I was so confused because I didn't see coming at all. I just felt like the collision of what happened. My brain took a little bit to assimilate what had happened because I went inside a roundabout. So it's the least likely place for that kind of thing to happen. You know, that kind of rear ending. People usually know how to respect, how to drive, how to approach a roundabout, but this person did not. The person just kind of went in full speed and wow. And then my brain just like took a good 5 seconds to kind of, oh, okay, I got crashed into someone just rear-ended me. And thankfully, no damage at all. I mean, had there been damage, it wouldn't be much of a problem. I mean, not for myself, because it was an Uber ride, so. I mean, it would suck for the guy. Obviously, it would suck terribly for him. But yeah, I mean, if there had been damage, it could have also meant like physical damage as well, which thankfully didn't really happen. I mean, my back was hurting for a little bit, but that was it, thankfully. But yeah, that was the story of how I lost my car accident virginity. It wasn't like cool. I mean, I'm not saying accidents are cool, but it was like the least likely kind of accident, you know? It's the kind of accident people just don't have, and I have it. Because, you know, usually it's getting like hit on a T-section, on a T-junction, hit on your door or something like that, rear-ended on a normal situation, not inside a roundabout. When I was a roundabout rear-ending. And that's my story right there. A very sad story. But yeah, that's definitely not how I pictured I would lose my accident virginity. Not that, you know, people want to lose that kind of thing, because ideally you don't want to have accidents. You don't want to be a victim of it. But, I mean, driving a car has its risks. Being inside a car has its risks, because I was not driving. I was not a driver, but you know what I mean. Whenever you enter a car, there's a risk that you might be a victim of an accident. And it's the least kind of, accident. It's the least likely one that happened to myself, oddly, because I assumed it would be like something a little bit less weird. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this short because that's a hard part, and him still not very familiar with the wheel. So, and the easy one is just doing it and doing nothing at all. It's the same thing. So I'm just gonna skip altogether. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, episode 9, and tomorrow at the same time, I think I'm releasing them at 7 a.m. on average, right? So tomorrow, episode 10. Stay tuned, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment section is right down below. Don't be shy. Feedback's much appreciated. It's greatly appreciated. And stay safe, everyone.